Welcome, welcome, welcome to today's episode of the Incommensurable Podcast, where I tell stories that will hopefully guide you, inspire you, and cause you to look at your life experiences differently. I am your host, Aisha. On today's episode, I'll be discussing broken hearts. And this is in response to an email I received from a single mother of two. I consider a broken heart to be trauma, and I don't consider myself to know anything about the effects of trauma on the victim or the perpetrator, but I do know that if you do not seek help for your trauma, or at least try to deal with it, it will end up harming you and robbing you of the life that you're supposed to be living. A broken heart, according to Greek mythology, is considered one of the most fatal wounds of all wounds. And I have to agree with it, because the only way a person experiences a broken heart is when love is not reciprocated. And I'm talking about the love that knows no boundaries, the love that gives of itself without wanting anything in return. I know we all know that love is the most powerful force in the universe, period. So having it being taken away from you can be hurtful, and I understand where you're coming from and your broken heart. Anyway, so this is a story of Orpheus, a Greek god, and Eurydice, a Greek goddess. Orpheus was considered one of the best musical talents in Greek and in Greece, and he was the son of Apollo. He fell madly in love with Eurydice, and on their wedding day, Eurydice was bit by a snake, and she fell and she died. Orpheus couldn't imagine a life without Eurydice, so he decided to go to the underworld to convince the gods of the underworld to please release Eurydice back to the land of the living with him. And he played his musical instrument. He played the lyre. He played the lyre for a very long time, and eventually the gods decided to let Eurydice go with Orpheus to the land of the living, but under the conditions that he doesn't look back. Orpheus doesn't look back to see if Eurydice was walking right behind him. He just trusts that she is right there next to him. But if he fails in this task, he's going to lose Eurydice forever and ever, and there's nothing they could do about it. Orpheus agreed, and the whole entire time while they were on their journey, he wanted so bad to look behind him to see if the love of his life was behind him. And eventually, right when they were at the edge of the land of the living and the underworld, Orpheus broke and he turned around and he saw Eurydice behind him. But this was how he lost his love, Eurydice, forever and ever. He sank into great depression. His music changed. Everybody tried to help him get out of his depression, but it seemed like he was just addicted to being depressed. The women in the community tried so hard to date him, and he just wasn't having it. He continued to play his depressive music to be in his mood. Eventually, the women of the society decided that they've had enough, so they stoned him to death and took his lyre, and now his lyre is part of the constellations in the sky. It's easy for us to see the effects of the broken heart that Orpheus sustained in the story. It changed who he was. He wasn't the same musical talent, genius anymore. He couldn't associate with the people around him the same anymore. He was just hell bent on being depressed. In one of my episodes, I spoke about the derivative of the saying, hurt people hurt people. It's because somebody understood that people that are hurt unconsciously, they inflict their hurt on the people around them without them knowing. It's unintentional. I would suggest that you seek help for your trauma, for whatever you feel it is that you're going through, just seek help for it, especially now in the times that we're in, where people are always willing to help. You know, you got psychologists, therapists, all these things are not taboo anymore. So you have to seek help for your issues and the trauma that you're going through, just so you can free yourself and free the people around you. You know, even us that haven't experienced that much trauma, you know, it's good for us to know what these traumas are. So when people come to us that are suffering, we can be able to help them, you know. The second thing I'll say is to let go of all your preconceived notions of what you think your life should look like. Because that's the only way we suffer, is by thinking that our life should be this way when life is telling us, nah, you have to go that way, you know? Just let go of all your preconceived notions. We all fall victims of this. You know, we have been passed information down from generations to generations to generations to us that are supposed to guide us. But some of those informations do not help us anymore. Let me say an example of something that doesn't help us anymore. You know, they tell you not to talk to strangers, but now more than ever, people are listening to strangers. You don't talk to them, but you listen to them. You take their advice. You know, this is why I say constantly on this podcast is you have to be able to think for yourself, because that's the only way you're going to know if people are being genuine with you, people are being truthful, or people truly, truly want the best for you. How do you know if someone wants the best for you if you don't know what's best for you? So you have to be able to know what's best for you. You have to be able to decipher these things for yourself. And now more than ever, you have to be guided by your internal compasses, our intuition. You know, is that feeling when something is not right and it's like, it doesn't feel right. You have to go with that intuition, because that's the only thing you can trust, especially now with our lives merging with people from China. You could sit here and do business with someone in China. You could communicate with someone in Africa. How do you know if those people are genuine people? It's because you know for yourself what genuine looks like. Lastly, I would tell you to forgive, forgive, and forgive it. You know, I cannot stress this enough. Forgiveness is, even in the line in the Lord's Prayer, it says, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. You know, I know that I have been victim of unforgiveness. You know, I could hold a grudge forever. But after I learned what forgiveness is, and I'm not even talking about forgiveness from a theologian's point of view or a religious point of view. I'm talking about it based on research that people have done. People that have spent 20 years of their life researching human behavior. They've saved me time. I don't have to sit here for 20 years trying to figure out what forgiveness is. I could just pick up a book and read about forgiveness. Forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness is important, because the only way you're unforgiven is if you feel like someone has hurt you. And the truth is, it only continues to hurt you when you are unforgiven. Just forgive it and forget it, especially in your trauma. You know, the good thing I think that's going to come out of your hurt feelings or your heartbreak is that you now know what it feels like. You now know what being brokenhearted feels like. So when someone comes to you and is telling you how brokenhearted they are, you are able to empathize with them, to show compassion. And I think that that's why we all go through, you know, hard times in life. Our hard times are supposed to humble us. They're supposed to make us more empathetic, more compassionate towards other people. Now, you do not want your hard times to harden you. You know, I think that when your hard times harden you, you begin to dissociate from society. You begin to dissociate from the human experience. You want to be able to associate yourself with other people and be able to understand where people are coming from, so you can be of guide, you can help them. Anyway, I've said too much, but thank you for joining me on this episode. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. And if there's something that you feel I should tackle, you feel that I should tell a story of your experience based on mythology that was told in the past, whether it's Greek mythology, African mythology, or Persian mythology, I'll be happy to look into that. I love researching things. So thank you guys for joining me this week, and see you guys next week. Bye.